And so they are sort of the natural counter to the starter car. That's the importance of the two.
See, I thought the spice was important. I mean, that's what...
The spices.
That's what the Colonel told me. The Colonel told me 11 herbs and spices.
The Spice Girls, I believe, made this pretty clear.
Welcome back to the Wacky Wonderful Wiseworks podcast.
We're coming in at 7 a.m.
7 a.m. Monday morning. Welcome.
The ice cream truck is the most perverse thing on this planet. Maybe not on this planet.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it's definitely top 20.
Wyatt was like, where the heck did you get pizza? And I'm like, I don't know, it's been in the fridge for a while.
Luke falls in the pit, and Darth Vader uses the Force to hit the switch and goes, "Oh, too easy." He's got all his sass. I'm like, all right.
There's a lot of good
stank
moments.
on that.
Dude, I can't take it.
Open up the podcast.
Welcome back to the Wacky Wonderful Wiseworks podcast.
Howdy.
All you guys, gals, geeks, and goofballs. Woo!
That was almost perfect.
Yeah.
You're growing, you're changing, you're evolving.
I'm evolving.
So
You're
right before we opened, Wyatt just said he thinks...
I made a baseless claim.
Hold on.
Based on something I heard on the radio that I don't know that I heard correctly.
Hold on.
I'm not sure.
One Pilots takeover tour. All right, explain what you heard.
I thought I heard the guy on the radio say that 21 Pilots was going to be in Virginia Beach.
Which I have not heard.
In passing, I thought I heard that. I heard for sure that they're going to be in Atlanta.
Okay. So we got Columbus, Atlanta. Atlanta is their next city after Columbus. You got Tampa, Florida, Mexico
Why are
City.
we promoting 21
Fort Lauderdale?
on our podcast?
I do so many videos about them. I have to figure out. Yeah, see, there's nothing. Okay, show all dates. Yeah, and then this is London. These are overseas.
Okay.
So and we're already in July.
Okay, so I must have misheard something.
There's no Virginia Beach.
The radio guy must have said something about Virginia Beach.
He said,
and then
the Jonas Brothers were just here.
As soon as they announced the
Yeah.
takeover tour, I was like, where are they going to be? The closest cities to me is Columbus and Atlanta, and both of those are over a 10-hour drive.
Why you gotta call me out like that?
Because you call me out so many times.
Best believe I'm gonna call you out soon for this one.
Well, it stands to prevail. Don't question me on 21 Pilots knowledge, bro.
Right.
Even when it comes to tour dates.
Don't question me on
anything else.
Other things, like random dumb things.
Now, I did hear... Did you hear like how they're doing their tour though?
No.
So the takeover, they're doing it different. Usually, most tours across the board, it's they go to a city, they play a show, they go to the next city, right?
Mm-hmm.
Their takeover tour, you got an eyelash right here. There you go. The takeover tour is they are playing like multiple shows, like up to 3 or 4 shows in the same city for a full week in different locations on the city. And how they do it is they're going back through the clubs up to the arenas that they've played in these cities through their career. So they will go to they're in Columbus this week and then they're in Atlanta next week. So they start each city with a smaller club, like smaller theater, and then go up in size. And they usually are doing 3 to 4 shows each week at the same city, just a different venue. So they are not coming to as many cities. And that's why Columbus and Atlanta are the farthest. If they were going to Raleigh or somewhere that's only like a 3-hour drive, best believe I'd be at that.
Yeah.
I'd already have my tickets.
Yeah.
But no, sir.
Well, the radio fellow said something about winning tickets for the thing.
It's probably for Columbus or Atlanta.
It's Atlanta.
I saw them in Atlanta when I lived in Columbia, when Atlanta was only a 3-hour drive.
Nice.
You drove 3 hours to get...
Yeah, me and Kenzie both
We went
did.
3 hours to see Rhett and Link.
We did. We went to Raleigh, Durham,
And
which is still 3 hours away.
some guy said, it's going to be at a fair. We're going to show up at 10 o'clock in the morning, even though they're playing at 6.
Yeah, that would be you, sir.
And we sat around the fair because we didn't want to spend money on fair rides.
Yeah,
we sat around
We didn't
for
friggin' take
all
into
day.
consideration. We budgeted for gas to get there, and a fair, everything costs money. Rides, food, everything. So we're like, well, crap.
North Carolina State Fair.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
But we saw Rhett and Link in person.
That's
How was
pretty
that
cool.
sound?
That's pretty fun.
Yeah.
They played all their tour songs, or their like.
It was when they did the musical tour, not the tour of Mythicality, where they were doing their book tour. Not that one. The one that came after, where they did an actual concert tour, where they're performing comedy music, and we were at the first one of that because they were experimenting for a free show at the state fair, and then after that they did a paid tour.
Yeah, all you had to do is pay like what, $10 to get into
get into the fair, yeah, and then it was free for the show.
Yeah.
Anyways, we have a different kind of opener
We do.
I am very excited about. We're gonna react to the Batman trailer, the latest up to this point. There's been 2. The first one came out a long time ago.
Yeah.
Long time ago.
So long ago, I don't remember it.
Really? It was the cool one with like the TikTok. Like it was like no. It followed the tempo
like
of duct tape. You remember? It opened with
TikTok.
You remember that one?
Yeah.
No.
And like the Warner Brothers logo went like
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Where the Riddler was
Okay,
open.
Grandpa Joe, I heard
right.
that crack.
What are you talking about?
You were like,
My joints.
Oh, your joints were ticking as well.
good Grandpa Joe.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and react to this trailer, and then we'll get into some details about the Batman and the anticipation.
Yes.
Here goes nothing. Oh, the Batman.
Ooh,
The Batman.
that is cool looking.
Hands up! Stay still! Get out of here!
What's in the cup?
What's in the box? Oh wait, wrong movie.
They're just nothing. It looks like a.
No, it's we can talk about it after.
When that light hits the sky,
Sick.
it's not just a call. It's a warning. I've been trying to reach you. Where'd we go?
What did he say? I don't know what he said.
Out again.
I think he said, "Where's the girl?" I think.
I can take care of myself.
If this continues, it won't be long before you've nothing less. I don't care what happens to me.
It's only gonna get worse for you.
Oh, take it easy, sweetheart.
Take it easy.
Ain't you?
Maybe we're not so different. Who are you under there?
I'm vengeance.
Oh.
What's black and blue and dead all over. You. Dear God.
I got you! I got you!
Oh, heck yeah.
The suspension.
Interesting choice. March 4th. Okay. Very exciting. Wow.
What do you? I want
Right
to
off the
hear
bat,
your thoughts.
Before we talk about thoughts and all that, it's going to be year 2 is what you said?
I'm pretty sure from what I've heard, it's going to be early on year 2 around.
I thought year 2 or 3. Wikipedia is not reliable, but it's close.
Pretty early.
Yes. Yeah. In his Batman career.
Yeah. You guys talk before I say my thoughts.
All right. I think this has potential to be the best Batman. that's ever been made. I think it has potential to outshine Christopher Nolan's for the reason of it has the aesthetic of the Arkham game world.
It really does.
It really does,
Yeah.
and I think it's wonderful. I think Robert is one of the people that I think could play Batman very well.
Nope.
Now,
Right there.
Look,
That's where I'm going to have to question
I'm
this.
going to say this. The aesthetic is perfect. It fits the vibe. It's a little more grungy, and this is saying a lot. A little more grungy than Batman Begins, which is what Gotham should feel like.
Yeah.
It's a lot of rain, a lot of bad weather, a lot of and my gosh, the cinematography, which I will talk about in a minute. The lighting choices in the cinematography is gorgeous, which is going to be perfect for what this whole podcast is about.
It looks interesting. I don't really want to judge it, yay or nay. Robert Pattinson will probably not be the best Batman ever because I do not believe in Robert Pattinson. I do not believe in fairies either.
You haven't seen enough of Pattinson's work.
I've seen
What about his
enough
what about his
Pattinson.
work in Tenet?
Have
It was
we talked
great.
about this on the podcast before?
Probably, but
You can't get
Pattinson-
past Edward. That's your problem.
No,
you cannot see past Edward.
I'm past Edward.
this
I'm
this
past-
man is an amazing actor.
He
Did you
is.
see the way they not Batman, just Bruce Wayne, how he played Bruce Wayne. He's got like this weird like bowl cut looking hair.
We didn't see enough. And here's my thoughts on this movie, this trailer rather.
Go ahead.
It's it
wrong.
feels like a fever dream
Ooh.
to me. It feels like a fever dream, not a good fever dream.
Oh, you don't like it?
It feels like a lot of stuff is happening. I don't know what anybody is saying. I can't understand what anyone is saying in this trailer. I can't wrap my mind around what they're trying to do with the story. But of course it's a trailer, so that's okay. And there are some hints that I'm getting from this movie that give me the impression of other movies I've seen where it's an adaptation on something else and they take it to certain lengths. Like for example, The Amazing Spider-Man 2. They went into all this detail and backstory with his parents and why his powers worked and the effects they had on like the Green Goblin, Hobgoblin kind of thing, and it just made it weird. So I'm going to counter what you said, and I'm going to say this has the potential to be one of the worst Batman movies ever made.
Interesting.
The cast is good. I really like this pick.
Paul is the Riddler. He plays some crazy character.
I'm
Yeah.
interested. These
Well,
are
of
good
course,
picks too.
Yeah,
These are
Jeffrey
good
is
picks.
James Gordon. Andy
These are good
as
picks.
Alfred.
I think she could do a good.
Zoe Kravitz is she's
do
a great
good,
actress.
What are we saying? Catwoman?
Catwoman, Selena
All right,
Kyle.
but we need to acknowledge this. This guy
But look at that
Colin.
goofy face.
Colin Farrell.
I
Look at
didn't
that
know
goofy
that Penguin was going to be in this film. I thought it was just the Riddler. I know he's going to be the main villain, but Penguin's in here. They are setting up. If I'm going to say like, what are the perfect if you're going to start a Batman franchise, and I was to say who is the perfect villain to set it up as, I wouldn't say Ra's al Ghul. Even though it's Batman's backstory,
Yeah.
I wouldn't
We've
say
seen Ra's
I
al
wouldn't
so
say the
much,
Joker.
though.
I wouldn't say most. If I was gonna say who would be the best villain to start a new Batman franchise, it would be one of these two.
I mean, we've not,
And they have them
seen-
both.
We haven't seen the Riddler or Penguin really much.
Not
on screen.
outside of the show Gotham.
Yeah.
And we haven't seen an on-screen live action portrayal of the Riddler since Jim Carrey,
That's
which is insane.
And it was wacky.
It was wacky. It was
Wacky Wonderful Midnight Special.
But I mean, I'm looking forward to the movie. I really am, and I want to see it. I have doubts.
I mean, I'll HBO Max it.
yeah. Yeah,
I'm watching this in theaters, ladies and gentlemen, for sure, because this feels like to really grasp it, you're gonna need to watch it in theaters.
Also, Batman is feels like it's progressively getting darker.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it.
That's kind of what
Yeah.
Batman was, though.
Yeah.
Batman is always dark.
Once Tim Burton made his movie, he made it a really dark
Yeah, that's true.
universe.
Craig.
Hold on. I really love the aesthetic of the Batman. What?
I was waiting for Josh to argue with me. It's okay.
I really love the aesthetic of this. I love the texture. I love the eye makeup. I love the criminals in skull makeup. I think in like the makeup's running down. It's the same thing why we loved The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
It was that Batman grungy city texture. And this is taking it to the next level. It's making it feel like the video game, which I always said. You remember when we would sit with Seth on his couch and he would play games.
Is this the director?
It is.
Matt Reeves.
We would sit with Seth on the couch and play games, and I would be like, man, if they made a Batman movie that felt like Arkham City or Arkham whatever.
I played Arkham Knight,
Yeah.
where you get to go through Arkham City and Gotham
And I was
and
like-
another, and just it
Yeah.
has that aesthetic.
That's what I'm saying.
It
If
does
I
have
said,
that aesthetic.
from a long time ago, I said, if there was a movie that looked like this, it would be the perfect
Yeah.
Batman, and we're getting it.
We might, and we'll see how it turns out. I don't know. I don't want to make any promises, yay or nay or that. But if this is the director,
Matt Reeves.
I can't respect a dude that grows a beard like that. So I don't respect
you.
this movie.
You can't grow a beard at all.
Look, that might be an old picture. That might be an old picture.
Look at he's rocking a bow tie.
If you look up him on like IMDb or someplace, it's not this look. He has shorter hair, no facial hair. He looks completely different without that.
No facial hair. Then I don't respect a man with no facial
All
hair.
right, look, Matt Reeves.
I'm kidding.
We got to acknowledge
Keanu Reeves?
he's done work that you love that you don't even know.
Yeah.
He did
I do know,
Dawn
actually.
and War of the
Yeah,
Planet
yeah.
of the Apes.
Yeah.
And then this guy is a wild card. This is the producer, by the way, Dalen Clark.
I'm sorry.
This is the cinematographer. Mm-hmm. I bring him up.
Yeah, because of the shots.
No, not just that. Of course, if I really love the look of something, I'm like, who's the freaking DP? You know,
Who's the DP?
Greg Fraser. He has done incredible stuff,
Yeah.
including but not limited to
Finding Nemo.
Dune.
Ooh.
Oh, really?
He was the DP of Dune,
Wait.
No way, I
how
didn't
is
know
he-
that.
and
How is he doing Dune
he's
and
gonna be
this?
the DP of Dune Part 2.
Okay.
How is he? How does
that
he
make
do
you feel
Dune
better
and
about
Makes me feel
Batman?
happy, yeah.
But this guy also did Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, a whole bunch of other stuff. This is recent stuff.
It doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
I'm telling
how
you.
the DP is if they edit the movie weird though.
We did Cloverfield.
They're not gonna edit the movie weird. You didn't? Did you pay attention to the trailer? Both
It
trailers.
was a fever dream, is why it explained.
I'm telling you, it is a perfect trailer. I'm telling you,
No, it is not.
it's a perfect trailer.
How so?
No, it's not.
Maybe on a like a filming level.
It feels
No.
like we have entered
didn't-
a masked, chaotic, crime-ridden city.
The
It feels
perfect-
like we entered the chaos of Gotham with that trailer.
The perfect trailer would have been like it would have showed us the first scene. He's in the coffee shop or wherever he is. Slam on the table. We see the cup, and then we hear the narrator. In a world of
It felt like to me there was no
would've been
aside from that small moment where they arrest the Riddler. It didn't feel like there were any moments I could grab onto. It felt like boom, 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 boom.
which is what I agree. That's what
The
Hollywood
movie's
is doing
not gonna
now.
feel like
They
boom.
put it on a big screen, so they probably want you to watch this in a theater. Maybe watching Dune. You're about to watch Dune,
and you see that
No.
trailer.
this trailer. So we see it on a big screen. It's like boom, boom, big. People are ruining. Okay, this is a gripe. I'm about to go off because of this trailer. People are ruining cinema because Hollywood is trying to make the next bigger and better thing. They're making movies to go see them in theaters to see it on a huge screen, to be big and noisy.
They're not ruining to go see a movie in a theater.
That's the purest form.
That's the purest form of watching a film.
No.
Still,
No, yes, to go see in a theater is the purest way of watching it. But Hollywood is making it so it'll look bigger on screen and louder on screen and fast paced.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I can agree.
and
with that.
they're not
And-
they're losing some of the storytelling,
It's a trailer. And we also have
the
movies.
story behind it because they're trying to make it bigger and better than the last thing.
I would argue, because we're going to talk about this later. I would argue that Dune did an extremely good job not doing that and still being catered extremely well for the big screen.
Yes.
Because they didn't sacrifice a lot of the story.
We're also talking about
Yeah, I would.
Batman.
I would.
Yeah,
if you're
Batman,
gonna mix,
I'm sorry.
If you're
I'm
gonna
sorry.
look, if you're
You
gonna mix,
brought Dune into this world.
look, I'm saying if you're gonna mix a superhero film with Gotham, which is its own entity, I don't see how it's any more perfect than what we just saw.
Gotham looked good. Batman looked good.
No.
Catwoman looked good. You come on. The Batman
looked good.
suit looked awesome.
The suit, but
James Gordon looked
no. Did you
good.
hear about this?
Oh my gosh.
They gave Pattinson time to work out and become strong. He refused. Did you know that?
Are you saying truth? Because people in the comments will run at you if you're not saying truth.
This is maybe it's a rumor all over the internet, but it has something that's going around. Robert Pattinson wouldn't work out for this film. He said, "I am at my truest, physique. I am going to go into this character in this physique."
Okay, yeah.
So
Nothing wrong with that. He didn't. You don't have to buff up for a superhero movie.
I think
yeah, that's Marvel.
That's Marvel. Yeah, you don't have to buff
cater
up.
yourself. Become a ninja. What does a ninja look like?
Did you see what
Probably
he looked
Robert
like in that
Pattinson.
suit? He looked like a ninja.
All we saw was the suit, which that's going to have padding on it. So that's
course.
you're not going to see the true.
Pattinson's a fit
and then
guy.
and then like a suit.
He's a
with
fit.
like a bowl cut.
He's a fit guy. He's not like super skinny.
I'll
or
tell you Joshua's problem. He's still on that Edward Jacob, thing.
Yeah.
He's like, Team Jacob all the way, man.
Yeah.
I can't ever be on Team
I
Edward.
don't disagree with you on that. But
Yeah, like I was saying, all the things look good. I just didn't like the way they were presented to me.
Okay,
presented.
that's fair. You would like more story, not as much chaos.
It's a personal thing. It's just something in here and in here. Your thing is different.
And
you
in-
saw something else.
What are we doing
And
here?
Some say love. You saw something else and it appealed to you.
It did.
But it didn't. It didn't.
Look, what always is going to appeal to me first is the aesthetic / filming / lighting.
And I didn't have any problem with that.
No, I didn't either.
I just had a
Texture
problem with
of
the way
every
the
problem I
trailer was
have
cut.
is with Pattinson. So whatever you're saying, I agree with.
I don't think
disagree with Pattinson.
all of your points are invalid because you're focusing on Pattinson, who is an amazing, amazing actor.
I disagree.
And to do a little tease,
Can't. I feel like you're disagreeing now, just to disagree.
No, I truly, maybe this will change it for me. Of the things I've seen, and I've seen quite a bit. I know you said I need to see more, but I disagree.
What else have you seen?
I've seen Tenet. I've seen the Devil movie with Tom Holland.
He was amazing in that.
Twilight.
Yeah,
I've seen
he was
Harry
he was a
Potter.
rotten
I've
person.
seen.
He was amazing in Harry Potter.
he was. He fit right into Hogwarts. Just whoop. You saw Twilight.
Yeah, he was good when he had his one scene of going to throw it into the goblet, and then he was like, Harry, psst. Under the water.
Tell me, what do you need from an actor's performance to say that they're a good actor?
They need to be in Ready
Have you
Player
ever
2.
seen?
Hold on, we'll get there. No, I'm legitimately
Have
want to
you
know
ever
your
seen-
criteria.
Have you ever seen
Say it.
the second Amazing Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire?
Yes.
You know that scene where he's running on the rooftops?
What
You
do
know
you
the scrunching of the face? He's running.
Yeah.
He's about to jump from building to building. He's like, I do believe I'm Spider-Man. That's what I want. That's what I want.
So you like hammy acting?
No, he scrunched his face just enough, and he was running just enough.
I don't think I've seen.
hit the
I don't think
spot.
I've seen a movie with Robert Pattinson where it felt like he didn't, like it felt like he delivered his lines bad. Where it felt like he wasn't acting. He always feels like he is that person.
Yeah.
I want to be proven wrong.
Whereas I, for example, I feel like an
just
actor
don't
like
know.
Jared Leto feels like he's himself.
Oh, Jared Leto, Pattinson, Jared Leto. Jared Leto. Is
Every
up
time
there.
I see, every
Okay,
time, hold
that's
on.
not
Every
true.
time I see,
How many Jared Leto movies have you seen?
every time
I
I
saw
see
a couple,
Leto,
and I'm never impressed with Leto, except
real?
for his Joker. But at the same time, he felt like a
you like
butthole.
Leto.
every time I see Leto on screen,
Yeah.
his acting is great,
Mm-hmm.
but I always feel like I'm just watching Jared Leto as a person.
Yeah, because
on screen.
his whole thing is himself.
Yeah.
Well, because he only plays like crazy characters.
He's just playing himself. It's like watching John Travolta play himself, or watching
What are you
Samuel
talking
L.
about?
Jackson. Anytime
that was definitely not John Travolta that was on Pulp Fiction snorting the.
Yeah, it's just John Travolta. Anytime you see Samuel Jackson, he's the same person. He's Samuel
Yes.
Jackson. That's how I see Jared Leto.
You don't see Pattinson like
No,
that. You see him
not
as
at all.
Always
It's so
playing a
dynamic.
different, dynamic
I
character.
want to be proven wrong. Prove me wrong, Batman. That's all I'm saying. Prove me wrong.
All right.
The
Well,
door is wide open for him to prove me wrong.
Okay.
to transition,
That's a good thing to look forward to.
Yeah, Batman, Warner Brothers, you've let us down because Joshua has lived in this state of Robert Pattinson is a bad actor for far too long. when
Since
it could
Twilight.
have been, well, it could have been done so much earlier. For example, just a little bit of news on this film.
Yeah.
The frustrating
Because of
news.
COVID.
Now, this happened to a lot of things. The first trailer came out.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's excited. And then all the doors of the nation close
Yep.
in respect to
For
health
COVID.
and wellness.
COVID, yeah.
Actually, it was mandated.
It was, the government did come in and it was like,
to health and wellness, it was mandated.
I don't know. Tom Cruise, he did that
All right,
thing
look.
where he was yelling at the employee.
yeah.
They were still filming some.
They were
That was
still,
later, though.
well, the thing is, I'm pretty sure production was done. They just had to do pickups when the first teaser trailer came out. The original release date was back in June.
Woo!
And then they pushed it to 30 days ago. Well, 20-something days ago, right
Yeah.
as of
And we
today.
didn't get it.
And we didn't get it.
Didn't get it.
And obviously, they didn't really...
So what you're saying is we would have been watching Dune on the couch the other night. I mean, we would have been watching Batman instead of Dune.
No, I'd have been watching Dune.
I'd have been watching Dune.
I'd have chose Dune over this.
No, because Dune wouldn't. They would have pushed it till December.
Right.
They pushed Dune almost as much as they pushed this movie.
Well, Dune still made it out first.
I'm surprised they got Dune out in October.
All right. Well, just for clarification, according to the trailer, this will be out March 4th of 2022. So we still have to wait. What is that? 6
See,
months?
it just looks like he's disappointed
5
with
months.
me.
He looks like Batman.
He looks
5
like he's
months.
disappointed with me.
No, little more,
sorry, I
little
didn't
less
do my
than.
homework.
Tell me
for
another
months.
time where where
Timmy's sorry,
Batman
he
didn't
didn't
look
do
like
his
this.
homework.
Batman always looks like this.
All right, we need to close
Yeah, but
this.
that's
Yeah,
he's just like a carbon copy of
Look, Joshua.
of Nolan.
Who's a carbon copy of Keaton?
Okay,
Who's a carbon copy of
No one.
God?
look at the aesthetic. He's all dirty.
It looks good.
It looks
Let's
so
move
good.
on.
All
Let's
right.
move on.
Guys, look, as I said before, the aesthetic is beautiful. I equate that to Mr.
Fantastic.
Fraser.
Mr. Fraser.
I don't disagree with you. It's
That transitions beautifully to what you clicked on the video for.
Yes.
We watched something that's been mightily anticipated. Check this out.
wait.
just to pat ourselves mightily.
Can you use a different word than mightily?
Powerfully.
Can you use a different-
Wonderfully.
Keep going.
Tantalizingly.
Ooh, you're almost there. Scandalously.
You got to work yourself into the Family Guy pedophile voice.
Keep going. Keep going.
Sensually.
Keep going. One more. Two more.
Fantastic.
Well, fantastic's a good word. But one more.
Boisterously?
Okay, I'll go.
Boisterously.
We have boisterously I can't even say it, boisterously anticipated this movie.
Yeah.
What movie
You interrupted me just to do all that?
That's his thing. Come on.
It's my thing.
It's his thing. It's my thing. Like, he knows it's a joke.
I got one thing.
I got one thing.
What was that? Galaxy Quest. I've got one thing I do on this ship, and I'm going to do it.
All right, look. We're talking about Dune. We watched it. Hallelujah.
Yeah.
It's out. We watched it. Little credit to you guys. The only video of ours that has reached 5,000 views on YouTube
Yeah.
was a Dune trailer reaction by you two fellas. You guys reached 5,000 views because of Dune.
Yeah.
Or it's just my face. Probably
Nah,
my face.
Doubt it.
They just came to look at the freak.
Or
And then the one that me and you did, I think is flirting with 1,000 views.
Yeah.
We did just a couple of weeks
It
ago.
got some pretty good views.
Look, we're not doing this because of views. We're doing it because we're excited. Dune was
Well, I mean, a little bit of
incredible.
Views a little bit.
Views. We want you to watch it. We're gonna do a full Dune review.
yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna be talking about story as a whole. We're gonna be talking about character development, acting, and production.
If you didn't figure it out by now, spoilers.
Yeah. Now Joshua
Spoilers on
and
this
Wyatt
one.
did a review on the
Yeah.
studio channel
Yeah.
that's spoiler free.
I want to talk about not the review, but like leading up into our watching of this.
Go ahead.
Before we get started. So we knew this was coming out on HBO Max. They were advertising for months upon months. We were like, Friday night, we're gonna watch it. We're gonna review it. HBO Max got permission, I guess, somehow. I don't know what their stipulations were, to release it at 6 o'clock on Thursday.
Yup.
So we planned for this. We, had to get a pizza. I got a pizza.
Okay.
Why do you give me that look?
No reason.
Why I came back from work, I already had the pizza bacon in the oven.
I actually had a Tostino's with me.
Yeah.
Like ready. I put it in the freezer because he had a piece. But I was
Wait,
like,
you still got that Tostinos?
nah, it's gone.
Okay.
But I had the pizza ready, and it's sober October, so I was drinking water with my pizza. But sat down, pizza, 6 o'clock. We were ready.
Oh yeah.
I mean, no, at 5.
We were ready at 5:30. The pizza was
yeah.
done at 5:30.
We were ready, like sitting there
Waiting for it to go
waiting.
live.
And at 6, it went live. We didn't have to wait or anything.
No, it started up.
Started right up, and then we watched it. And
It was a whole
did the
event.
review. Yeah.
Okay, well, my experience was I went to theaters on a Friday afternoon, so it had been out for a few hours. By a few, I mean probably like 16 hours when I watched it. And boy, oh boy, I loved it.
Yeah. What was that movie theater? How was the movie theater? Filled?
No.
No.
No. Which is very depressing.
You went
Yeah.
during the day, though.
Yeah. There was an evening showing, and it was a smaller theater.
Okay.
But it was
So wait, they only showed it twice in one day?
empty. Yeah. Because it's a smaller local theater. It's like the Sylvia.
Okay, a local theater. Yeah.
It's like the Sylvia at the town we were staying at. But man alive, dude. The theater was empty. I think there was like a total of 20 people in a big room.
Unfortunate. But it's also a small local theater.
Yeah. Let's cross our fingers in hopes that everywhere else was packed.
Which, I mean, John Mark called me. He's already like, it's looking pretty good for Dune too.
Okay.
Warner Brothers has all but said there's going to be another one.
Okay. Well, we're gonna. I know
Do we
they're in
know
pre-production.
How much they made opening weekend?
Not yet, but I was gonna say in like 2 weeks we're gonna do, once the dust settles, we're gonna do an opener video on the studio channel and at the beginning of a podcast where we give all that information, so we can do a check-in on part 2 of Dune. But we're not gonna do that now.
I want to say they made more than it cost to make the movie.
Ooh, that's really good.
A significant amount more. So that's good.
We'll have
news.
all of that data
I mean, it does have Jason Momoa, so
later.
But his
So-
beard, though.
It came and it went.
Yeah.
It came and it went. It was in some scenes it was there, some scenes it weren't.
Yeah.
It weren't. All right, let's go ahead and start with story in general.
Yeah,
What slides do I have?
I got notes.
Let's just go. I'll just cycle through these as I see fit.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my first reaction is this was me introducing myself into the world. Outside of this film, I had only heard stirrings of Wyatt and his brother Jamark, who know the story well. I hadn't seen the old films. I haven't read the books. And I knew pieces of the spice and, the families and the locals and the worms. And it was a great story to be introduced into, and personally, part 1 of this series was a beautiful introduction.
Yeah.
I had never read the books, never seen I saw parts of the old movie.
Yeah, I was watching it. I had my brothers on the phone, and we were all watching it together. Woof.
I saw parts of it, didn't see the whole thing, and coming into this, didn't know much about the story. Good story right off the bat. The visuals and things they put in here, I had seen all the Star Wars, so I basically saw this. The pit of
the Sarlacc pit. It did look like a Sarlacc pit.
You know what else? Since we're on this already, which I'm sure we'll cover in more detail. Paul's father, what's his name? Leto?
Leto.
Leto.
Oh.
His dream was to be a pilot. Similar to Anakin.
And Poe Dameron, who he plays in Star Wars.
Yeah. Wait,
he does
you think
play.
He got back into this movie? You think he got royalties from this movie?
Who?
Poe.
I don't know. Maybe.
What are you talking about?
He's got back end from Star Wars and this now?
And yeah, he definitely has back end. He was a main character in Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. No, in this, you think he signed he gets 2%
Yes.
or something?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yes.
He's rolling in.
Everybody. Side characters. Like the dude with the umbrella and the computer brain. He's getting money too.
Please do not disrespect Thufir Hawat by calling him the dude with the umbrella.
Dude, it's because I couldn't pronounce
This
his
man
name.
milked a cat for you.
The smooth body.
Smooth body cat. Story elements. Story as a whole was good. It was entertaining.
You brought up a point that this was an introduction, not even the full first book.
No.
Right. Even the original book was released in 2 parts.
Wait, what? For real?
Yeah.
So at first it was 2 books, and then they made it 1?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was released in 2 parts. Yeah. So it's 1.
Okay.
So the story as a whole is really good. It was very, very close to what I read.
I don't know why I don't know this. I don't mean to interrupt.
Well, it's okay. It's only happened 3 or 4 times so far. I'll get through this point eventually.
Who wrote Story Dune?
Frank Herbert.
Okay, Frank Herbert. Just let people know. Frank Herbert.
It's very close. Of course, there's some scenes that were not in the movie, and from the research I've done, the research John Mark has done, we've sort of come to this conclusion that people who've read the books think of the books in scenes. We think of not necessarily the full story, but we think of it in our heads as the scenes from the book. Yeah. There's the fight with Gurney Halleck in the beginning with the knives and the shields, where the training scene.
Yeah.
There's the landing scene in Arakim. There's the fight with Jameis scene in our heads, and the movie did that very well. It showed us scenes, and in our minds, there's scenes that are missing, like the scene with Jessica and Dr. Yui, where they talk about his imperial conditioning. He's conditioned not to be able to betray the family that he works for, but the Harkonnens got around that somehow.
Gotcha.
With the help from the Emperor.
I want to hear you. What's your opinion on the story as a whole from this film? Like the part of the story this film presented.
So,
what is it?
The families were a bit confusing for someone who doesn't know the story. Like the House Stark and House
Yeah, Lannister. Yeah.
Lannister, yeah. When they were fighting, I was confused who was who.
Yeah.
I mean,
agreed.
Because of the hair, they didn't have the golden hair like the
Very true.
What is their name? The golden haired people.
The
Tyrells. No,
Targaryens.
Targaryens.
Joshua remembers the Tyrells.
The golden hair is the Lannisters. The white hair is the Targaryens.
Targaryens. Yes,
But
they
yeah,
didn't
I
have
know
the
what he
white
was saying
hair,
there.
and
Right.
I mean, and even the Jason Momoa's beard, it disappeared halfway through the movie. So
All right, these are little details. I want to know the story.
no, it was good, and I could follow it, except for the fight scenes where they were talking about the different people, like at the
Like
not
House
the
Atreides,
end, but
or
when they came and had the battle scene, I was like, who are these people?
Who is who?
Yeah,
I have this for later in the notes, but since you're talking about it, we can bring it up now. The outfits were not, especially for the Sardaukar, were not distinct enough. So the Sardaukar were the guys in the white with the handprint. The handprint wasn't distinct enough. The handprint should have been on the face.
Okay.
You know, white hand of Sauron style. Their outfit seemed,
What was first, Dune or Lord of the Rings?
I think it was Dune.
Are you kidding?
But I'm not sure. So again, I'm just spitting out random things.
Don't check.
Yeah. I wanted the Sardaukar to have more of an armor look, more like what the Atreides had when they came to Arakim. I wanted them to have a little bit more armor, sort of a mix between armor and the still suit look, and to be more distinct.
Yeah.
Because I got confused. I thought the Harkonnen forces, who were in big black armor, I thought they were the Sardaukar at first. So even I got confused knowing who everybody is.
Yeah.
For me, the story as a whole, it took it at a slower pace. They didn't rush information. Now, visually, I can see how you get confused on the details because you're looking for specific things.
Yeah.
I think there was other factors, not including the white hand or whatever,
Yeah.
that identified and differentiated. The concept, the thing is, you don't have to have super specific definition in my mind as to who is who, like during a battle scene. All we're seeing there is there's battles, and then there's main characters that are amongst the battle.
Yeah.
And that's what you're paying attention
They
to.
they also make it clear that like Sardaukar and Harkonnen are there.
Yes. I think it's pretty. But the thing is, like House Atreides, you can tell even just by looking at them. They're usually paler skin. I mean, they have an aesthetic to them. And then, well, going back to what I was saying, the story as a whole felt like a great pace for a beginner.
Yeah.
It was probably satisfying for a well-versed fan, but for a beginner like myself, I think it was perfect. It might have been a little too slow for fans.
It felt like reading the book, honestly.
Okay.
The pacing felt very nice. It felt very good. Aside from some of the story bits we didn't get, it was very nice. There was one people. This I feel like fits into story. The shields. One complaint some people have had is that the shields do nothing. It seems like the shields almost are useless. But in fact, they don't make it very clear in the movie the use of the shields, and that's to put everybody on an even playing field. It's because they have lasers, and if you shoot a laser with the shield, it will rebound and you'll blow up and probably blow up the person in the shield. So mutually assured destruction. Regular bullets are going to bounce off of it. And so that's why you get close combat.
That's why there are swords.
Yeah, and the people who know how to fight know how to bypass the shields. That's why we see them able to fight. That's sort of what the shields are for.
It kind of gave me a vibe of like, imagine an old war, something like chainmail.
Yeah.
It covers all your crevices, but it's not a perfect system.
Right. It also when you have weapons in a world where you have weapons that can, completely disintegrate a person, but they're wearing a shield that could make that thing disintegrate you. You're going to take your chances with the knives. So that's what the shields are for. And they explain that in the book, and it's not as well explained in the movie.
That's true. But for a beginner who didn't know that information, I would say that makes a lot of sense. Answers a few questions I had as to like, if they're in a sci-fi world with spaceships, why are they using knives? But I didn't question.
Right.
But that makes a lot of sense. I would say for the unaversed, it would be like, it's just like a basic, simple shield to give you time and base level protection.
It puts everybody basically on an even playing field.
Yeah.
Unless you have the drill bullet.
It's like more efficient armor. That's all it is.
No.
You look like you wanted to.
So you mentioned, we were watching this together. You knew the story, so you were explaining a little bit to me while we were watching. You said something like, this world is almost like it's way into the future. They had artificial intelligence, and the artificial intelligence became bad, and they found a way to defeat it. So they realized, even though they had all this technology, they kind of realized certain things, it's better to just do it the old way. And then some things are very advanced, which kind of is an interesting way of doing it. Is that from the book, or did you just come up with that?
I'm pretty sure from the book. That's why you have a lot of mixing of old architecture and sci-fi stuff, and that's the purpose of the Mentats, the guy with the umbrella, and the other guy with the Harkonnen, the bald guy. Those guys are human supercomputers. They can calculate basically anything. Yeah, and they are extremely, extremely valuable.
And we see one close-up calculation in the film.
I think we see the other guy calculate something as well, but we do get to see at least one close-up.
Yeah, and it was very freaky. I didn't like it.
You didn't like it?
No, I didn't like it.
I always thought, of course, in my head, it's like, oh, they just spouting out numbers. But when his eyes rolled back, I was like, oh, ooh. It wasn't scary. I kind of liked it.
The numbers are possessing him.
Yeah, that's kind of what I got for story. I liked it as a whole. Even the ending, though it felt kind of cut off, kind of clipped, I really, truly enjoyed the movie.
All right. Let's get into character development. I want to open with this. A lot of people are upset. A lot of people are upset. This one in particular.
Oh, yeah. Is this my gripe? My one gripe I really had with the film?
Apparently, Zendaya didn't show her beautiful face enough.
She did not.
We saw her quite a bit in this movie.
In visions,
the same scene. Her just.
It was never just. It was always sort of different.
Yes,
and I was like, when is she coming?
We've had a few.
Is she gonna show up? Is she gonna wait now? He's a new thing. She's gonna just save him. Come and save him. And
what's going on? Yeah.
And then it never really happened until...
Well, she never saved him.
5 minutes from the end? 10 minutes?
She never saved 15. Him. All she did was threaten him.
Yeah.
That's all she did. Now, I will say this. She opened the film. And we've had conversations off the podcast where you're pointing out it's not even... Like, she's a main part of the story. But she's not... Like, the story is not hers.
Okay. I thought the movie was fine with how much she was in it. But they marketed
Josh was getting greedy with Zendaya.
No, they marketed her as a huge part of the story when she was only in it like 15 out of the 2 hours.
Oh no.
To be fair,
to be fair,
all of the shots from that they've marketed to us did fulfill in the film. They were just
Okay.
They were just future visions.
no, I kind of agree with Josh. They marketed a lot of Zendaya about in the marketing for this movie. I knew personally that if this is only the first half and it's going to end somewhere around the time he meets the Fremen, we're not going to see Zendaya. Not till the end.
So you should have warned me.
You're
Be
watching
like,
the clock. You're like, it's getting close to 2 hours 35.
like-
You should have.
Once
Ish,
once the pacing had been established and I knew kind of how the story beats were gonna go along with the rest of the movie, I'm like, Zendaya's not coming into this. She ain't even gonna be here.
You
But
should have just warned me right off the bat. It said like, if you want to see Zendaya, watch.
You're gonna have to wait about 2 years.
so, yeah, but this is Paul's story and Jessica's,
His mother.
his mother. They are the strongest characters in this story as far as character development and who we see on screen.
Yeah.
Chani is an extremely important character, and just as important as them once they meet her and get to know her. And I would say she's extremely important in this film as well because she's part of his story, and eventually he becomes a big part of her story.
I was looking for that, love story, which we didn't really get.
It wasn't in this one. It comes about in the second one. In fact, I was looking more. The love story I was looking for was Jessica
And his dad.
Leto,
Yeah.
because their love story is big in the books.
Well, the thing is, I was blown away at Kenzie in the theater. She was like, what? When they were getting in bed, and he was like, I should have married you. Because we didn't get a hard establishment that they weren't married until then.
No, he said at the beginning, before, like right as it came on, he's like, "Oh yeah, they're not married."
Okay, so you got a up front.
Yeah.
We got a what in the theater? That's what we got. Kenzie was like, why didn't they marry her?
Because she was a Bene Gesserit concubine.
Yeah. Well, it came to light.
And the
She's not
thing
a
about
Jedi
it,
master. She's
the
like,
the thing about it is, in the book, they make it extremely clear how much they love each other. She loves him, and he loves her, and he's always, he says multiple times in the books that I want to marry you. And then when they're on Arrakis and he feels the impending doom, he says, I should have married you.
And they were forbidden on her end to get married, not his end, right? Like she could have got married into the Atreides family, but from her end, because she's a Jesuit.
A Jesuit? Like a Jesuit priest? Bene Gesserit?
A Bene Gesserit.
Because
Because she's a Bene Gesserit.
I think it would have meant that she's no longer part of the order, but I could be wrong. I don't remember.
She was given permission to birth daughters into the Atreides family, but not a son.
Not sons.
For the Bene Gesserit.
Yeah.
Does that mean they are dictating what she does?
Now, not necessarily daughters for the Bene Gesserit, but it was specifically that she herself was not supposed to give birth to a son, and she did anyway.
Are they insinuating abortion?
I don't know. Kind of in a selfish way. In a selfish way, she wanted a son, perhaps because she didn't want her daughter or daughters to become Bene Gesserits. But she also knew that they were sort of coming to a point in their genetic manipulation that
Any day now.
he could be the one that they're looking for.
I mean, we have that. Everybody has that question. Everybody's asking, "What's in the box?"
So that's the reason her freaking out over that is because she loves him, and if he
Takes down
Is
the
weak.
box.
if he's this is high level Bene Gesserit training, and
If he doesn't pass.
if he doesn't pass, he's going to die. And she's hoping that her training
Prepared.
is prepared
And she
him for
knows that
this.
if someone of his gifts is going to stay alive, he does have to be strong. He does have to perform at this high level, and he does have to just step up to the plate at some point.
Yeah.
You know? Even though it opens with him being all sleepy and he's like, I don't want to order that glass of water to come over here, you know? But he does it. He's like a moody teenager at the opener of the film almost. But he has to grow up. He has to be strong because he has these gifts. He doesn't get the gifts if he can't be strong.
You know what would have been a funnier scene? If, like, he picked up the pear. He made it.
This terrible CG pear. He's also a mentat.
What is the mentat?
Thufir Hawat. The eyes.
Okay.
He's a mentat, or at least he was in the books. And I don't know about the older movie, but Paul Atreides is supposed to have the capabilities of a mentat as well.
Yeah.
And that's just something. That's another thing that wasn't in the movie.
How is he a mentat?
He was trained by Thufir Hawat to be a mentat.
Okay.
Thufir?
But
Thufir.
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 Thutir.
Thufir. Yeah.
yeah. So he was. Well, yeah, but we kind of got that idea of his curiosity in the film, didn't we?
Where?
Well, mentat.
Oh, so
What-
that's where the cat went.
Yeah, the cat's.
Hold on. Tell me.
killed the
You
cat.
said the eyes. What's a mentat? I'm lost.
So Thufir Hawat, the guy with the umbrella,
Yes. I
is
know
a
him.
mentat,
Yes.
which are the human supercomputers.
Wait. So he is a computer also.
He's not a computer. He's a human, but he had those abilities as well in the
for real?
books. Yeah, that's what made him so, so dangerous, especially to the Bene Gesserit. Is that he had the abilities of a mentat as well.
And they're kind of scared of these people.
They're scared of the idea of a mentat Bene Gesserit who isn't the Kwisatz Haderach. Could be an extremely dangerous person. And there was one other point that I wanted to make real quick. As far as what were we talking about? Characters?
We're talking about development of characters. Yes.
Oh, maybe this doesn't fit. It
Well,
was
go
just,
ahead,
It
go
was
ahead,
just Bene Gesserit stuff.
Go ahead, I'd like to learn.
They had an ominous presence.
They did.
They felt like
They felt like the three witches coming out of the
They felt
Greek.
like the witches. Yeah.
With the eyeball.
Yeah.
coming
They
out of
felt
it.
like that.
They
They
did.
were
Creepy.
They were the Jedi in this story before there were Jedi.
We'll kind of close the review on these points because obviously everyone knows about it, but those who don't will acknowledge it. Let's talk about well before we get to that. Well, let's real quickly the worms, man.
Yeah, we kind of
The worms presentation was wild.
Scary. They felt like a scary, ominous presence.
The thing was, it
I
was
want
so
that thing sucking your
cool.
blood.
It was so cool that they had like a system to mine the spice in a way that keeps them protected. But if anything goes wrong, they're high and dry pretty much. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it was super cool to see like, hey, they have spotters. We know when a worm's coming, which a worm would come pretty quick with those machines that are mining. But it was really cool to see their system. And then obviously in the film, the system falls apart and they have to do a rescue. And it's a close call. But man, are these things cool.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, you're right. This does the way they do the suction or they don't even breach most of the time. They just stick their mouth up and,
Right.
very similar to the pit. It even has the inward teeth, just like the pit has
Yeah,
on
the Sarlacc
Star
pit.
Wars.
Yeah.
What are you smiling about?
He's making jokes in his head.
Yeah. I'm choosing not to.
There's a scene in the book that we also didn't get in the movie here. This is not why it tells you guys about the book review, but there's a cool scene where they get everybody but two. There's two people that they don't get into the ornithopters, and they're Fremen, and they're just they see them walking through the desert, and Paul's like, what about them? And Liet Kynes says they're Fremen. They'll, there's no water, there's no anything. He's like, they live by the desert, they die by the desert. So you assume those guys die, but they don't, because if you've seen the whole movie, the Fremen ride sandworms.
Yeah. What a crazy closer of the film. They're walking on top of this little sand peak, and there's a line, Fremen, Zendaya,
Well,
Paul,
they kept
Jessica.
showing the hooks.
Yeah.
They kept showing the hooks. And
Oh,
you're-
now you know somebody, you're like, oh yeah, I know what these hooks are for.
all right, let's see the,
Let's see the surfing.
but
Well, the film ends
What do we know,
with there's like this underlying idea of desert power, and
Spice.
well, yeah, there's a lot of insinuations, and one of those things is
I don't know. That was not insinuated. There was spice.
there was spice.
no, they're insinuating that spice is
But
part of the desert
the more
power.
important thing that
That's not insinuated. That's the thing. That's why they're here.
No, when they're talking about desert power, there's a lot of things in that
the
category.
thing that they are that the movie is trying to show you is that the most important thing that Arrakis Dune cultivates isn't the spice, it's the Fremen.
For real?
Yeah,
Did
because
I not get that? Maybe I'm still thinking about the spice.
well, because the Sardaukar, who are the Emperor's army, they are dropped or raised on a hell planet, is what it like. Just it's the worst.
rock and fire.
It's rock and rain.
Oh.
That chant where they're doing the thing.
Oh yeah.
They're raised and trained on this planet, and they are the hardest, most brutal, most just the best fighters in the universe. But the Fremen are also raised on a hell planet, and so they are sort of the natural counter to the Sardaukar. That's the importance of the two.
See, I thought the spice was important. I mean, that's
The
what
spice is important.
That's what the colonel told me.
Yeah.
The colonel told me 11 herbs and spices.
The Spice Girls, I believe, made this pretty clear.
Yeah.
The 11 herbs and
Yes, I
Yeah.
understand.
Oh, you know this.
No, I-
Star Wars, the Spice Run, Han Solo's carrying
Yeah.
spice.
He is.
Yeah, the Kessel Run. That goes to spice mines. It's a homage to Dune.
Well, most of Star Wars is an homage to Dune. What am I doing? Let's go ahead and just do a quick overview of character developments, characters as a whole.
Are we gonna-
strength of character?
We did that. I thought we were going to do acting thoughts.
I just wanted to cover these.
Oh.
Since we only hit a few. I want to say Leto. Yay, like very strong character
very strong.
in the film.
He did a wonderful job
Yeah.
being Leto.
Yeah.
He was everything I
Absolutely.
hoped he would be.
can-
I was a little bit wary of
how he would be.
of how he would play this character.
I can't remember her name.
Lit Kynes.
Lit kind.
Lit.
Kind of a weak,
Pretty good.
very
You told
weak
me that
character in my
the
opinion.
book, it's obviously a man.
In the book, Kynes' character, whether they're a man or a woman, is an extremely feared and respected character. We didn't get as much of that from Liet, but we saw that she knows what she's doing.
Yeah.
She was a good character in my opinion.
Duncan.
Idaho. He gave me everything I wanted from who Duncan Idaho was. The one that loves Paul. The brother, mentor, friend of Paul.
Jason Momoa is always that character. Like he is that person in
He
real
gave
life.
us
So I think
the shoulder slaps.
Yeah.
I mean, just every time he's on screen, he's
Hey,
that's
buddy.
what Jason Momoa is.
And
though.
Friendship.
and he died the way Duncan
The-
died.
He died
A
the
sad,
way
tragic death. Yeah,
the trailer told us.
the way the trailer told us. Yeah, no, exactly.
What was I
Thanks,
going to
trailer.
say? What was I going to say? Freaking Kenzie.
Mm-hmm.
She has a new celebrity crush.
Yeah.
It's not Jason.
Yeah.
It's Timothy.
Timothy
For
Chalamet.
For this reason. Timothy is walking to Jason in the film. Sees him. Is excited. And he gives him one of these.
Just one of those full teeth grins.
Just genuine joy. And Kenzie went like, cute. Now she can't stop thinking about Timothy. Now she's like, when's that Wonka movie coming out?
Want to see that Willy Wonka.
Timothy, I think it goes to say strong character.
Amazing.
Yeah.
When he's
Paul, we're talking about the character,
when
not the
he's
actor.
when he's screaming about a war in my name, people worshiping at the grave of my father's skull.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That was insane. I wish they had shown us a little bit more of the jihad itself. I wanted to see planets burning. I wanted to see, but his acting gave me what I needed.
He perfect main character. I don't have any gripes on him. Something surprised me. You know, with Jason Momoa's hair in this movie, his hair overthrew
Jason.
Yeah.
in this movie.
Hardcore.
Which I would say, Leto.
Oh, the hair game in this movie.
On point. Let me tell you. Not a single movie with a better hair game.
Yeah.
Jessica's hair is a little boring.
Yeah.
Looks a little bit like Angela from The Office.
Right, but
Just kind of modest.
Yeah, modest.
Cool bag.
Yeah, the social structure in the original story was, women. The women in the story are very powerful, and Jessica especially, but there's still sort of a patriarchy, in their society. It doesn't apply as much to the Bene Gesserit because the thing they're doing on purpose.
But the men essentially get to be the flamboyant ones.
Yeah, but everybody's scared of the Bene Gesserit.
Yes, of course, that would make sense. We already talked about Zendaya's character and her appearance in the film a good bit. A little disappointed in the lack thereof.
Right.
But strong. Classic Zendaya. She was very hippie, and by hippie I mean she holds her body at an angle. You know what I mean?
She's like,
yeah, it's like hips and then body.
and then body. She's like, oh,
She does a lot of like the sass.
yeah, which is good for her character.
Yeah.
What are we gonna?
If you guys are gonna learn the names of the characters,
Dude, aren't you proud?
You know his name?
No, but I was gonna say, dude. Okay, don't get on me too hard.
You knew Paul's
I
name.
did go through and I read these people's names like 10 times.
Yeah, I didn't do
A
that.
few stuck. Duncan, for example. I was close when I keep saying Leto.
Only because of Duncan
Leto,
Trussell.
Leto.
Duncan Trussell.
Yeah.
Duncan. No, I actually am thinking of the donuts.
Duncan Donuts.
Because you want to eat it.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, I want some of that. Give me a piece of that Duncan.
America runs on Duncan. All right.
This Christmas, America's running on Duncan.
Oh man.
I've remembered a few names. I'm trying, man.
But you
I want to get in.
But you didn't know these two, right?
these two. No.
Yeah. Okay. That's Stilgar and that's Gurney Halleck.
The thing is, I could if they were simple names like Jessica
Right.
or
Jessica.
Paul.
Yeah, but why do we? But we also memorized the names
Legolas,
of
Aragorn,
Legolas and
Gimli,
Aragorn, Luke
Arwen.
Skywalker.
That's because
and
of
Han Solo.
repetition.
Yeah.
Now I will get these. Like I said,
You'll get them.
I'm a freaking newbie. I'm halfway there. I got
You watch
half
it
of the names.
Twice already? You said you were
Not
watching it.
yet. Not yet.
Kenzie won't let him.
Well, she got her other shows, and she already sat through it once, 2 days ago.
You guys got 2 TVs?
Yeah, but
Have her go into the...
So okay, you're expecting me to get that old that fast? Where it's like we don't even say hello anymore. We just go
No,
in
I'm just
separate
saying,
rooms
like,
and watch
one
TV.
time, watch a different movie in a different room.
All right. Let me.
One time.
We're talking about 2.5 hours.
What about
session.
what about Skarsgård as
Skarsgård?
Baron Harkonnen?
Yeah.
That was a performance.
Yeah.
That was really good.
I didn't. Now this is a character I wish I saw more of.
You'll see it more.
I expect to.
Yeah.
But I didn't care as much as Zendaya. Skarsgård, the Baron. I was more disappointed in the lack of his character.
Yeah.
I know the Baron. I know who he is. I wanted to see Raban.
That's his cousin.
His nephew, played by.
Is it nephew? I can't remember if he said cousin or uncle.
I think it's his nephew.
Okay.
Raban, played by. Blanking on his name.
So am I. He's from Guardians of the Galaxies.
Yeah.
Chris Pratt.
No. He did an amazing job with what he had.
Sorry, we don't know his name.
I know his name. I'm just blanking.
Oh, Thanos.
That's Thanos.
Is that what you're talking about?
No.
know.
Good
That's
character.
where he's from.
Yeah.
The whole time I'm like, where is his voice? I know this voice. I don't recognize the face. Who's the voice?
He's also
freaking Thanos.
He's also the older brother in the Goonies.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
Get out of town.
I'm not joking.
We were watching it, and I'm like, Bootstrap Bill, and he was like,
No.
Skarsgård.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You got a little
I didn't
something on
remember. I didn't remember that Skarsgård played Bootstrap.
Well, he was
you
well
just like your
made
face.
Yeah, and you recognized him because of the makeup.
It's like, where have I seen this prosthetic before?
Yeah, I was like, it's Bootstrap, and then I'm
This
like,
human
Skarsgård.
prosthetic combination.
No, first he said, "Oh, it's Skarsgård," and I was like, "Wait, Skarsgård played Bootstrap? He did, didn't he?"
Yeah.
All right, we've already kind of rolled through a little bit of the acting.
Performances, I think, were all on point.
Let's enjoy these outfits real quick.
Awesome.
Yeah.
They look great.
They look amazing. Joshua?
Timothy's
compliment
kind of
Timothy?
Timothy's kind of doing a Josh thing with his
Look at his
facial
double
hair.
ring.
Double
But-
ring.
He's wearing that Doctor Strange. I'm full of them tonight.
That's a very beautiful dress. Very beautiful.
Yeah, they're rocking the
It's the whole cast.
yeah,
Happy to see Skarsgård in his normal form
in his normal form.
and not just bloated and floating.
Yeah, I really wish I had seen more of Dr. Yue and Raban. But what they told us in this story was really good. If they want to give me like a 4-hour cut of just this movie, I'll
take it.
And if they want to give me a 4 or 5 hour cut of the next movie, I will watch 10 to 11 hours.
Look, this is the
Dune.
kind of series where you can do extended cuts.
can do-
We haven't done it much since Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
But with this, you can give us
And
an
Warner
extended
Brothers
cut.
has already, Warner Brothers and HBO have already like made it clear that they will do a director's cut.
Yes. And not
They did
like
it for
Zack Snyder.
They did it for Zack Schneider. You got 4 hours. Where's my 4 hour
Dune.
Dune?
I want 4 hours of
Oh,
Dune.
yeah.
The only thing I didn't like about the film was the doctor's, not his character. It was the whole story of his, which I know it's very tropey. And then the villain to kill you and not deliver on a promise is very tropey. I know the story is old, so maybe they invented the trope for all I know. But
Such a tragic character in the book. Such a tragic character. And
It was
and
just
it made
kind of
me
a
sad.
letdown.
It made me sad that we didn't truly understand who he is.
yeah. As far as storytelling, it was kind of a letdown for me because I was like, as soon as we discovered it was the doctor who was doing the manipulation and that he was being held hostage by his loved ones, I knew instantly, I'm like, yeah, he's dead and his family.
And you guys didn't even know that this is the person who is beyond suspicion.
Yeah.
yes.
Because of his imperial conditioning. He is supposed to be the one person beyond suspicion.
Yes.
And they that wasn't in the movie.
It wasn't. It's
But
probably because they were like, well, we can't.
You got to sacrifice some elements.
Yeah, and they
and
sacrificed
that's
the
understandable because this is a movie.
Yes. They went hard with everybody else, though.
They went hard with. I mean, didn't get to see enough through fear, in my opinion. But
Fear?
we'll see him in the next one, Milking Cats.
Are we gonna give 5
No,
words
he's
or
not on
less?
here.
Not yet.
Are we gonna
Fear's
5
not here.
words or less it?
Did we have? You wanted to do production
Let's just look. Yeah.
real quick.
I wanted to talk about production. Obviously, as I said, the aesthetic is perfect. And I think, and the way, it's obviously
I don't like the way he's
the
looking at
whole
me.
crew. It's obviously the whole crew
won't
of
see
these,
No, it's
this
got a little creepy.
film.
He's gonna get you.
The
He
whole,
might.
Sorry, sorry. The whole what?
The whole crew to this film, they worked hard to give us the aesthetic, the vibe of everything that we were talking about. But let's go back to Fraser.
Yeah.
Greg
Greg.
Fraser.
In his cinematography.
This is what I'm excited about. The Batman film, his cinematography is
Beautiful.
out of this world. And the way you present the aesthetic relies heavily on the DP because composition, lighting placement, exposure on these shots, honestly,
These were all
incredible cinematography. I think.
the one in the tent. The one you didn't get the one in the tent.
That's right. I'm sorry.
With the light and
It's
the
almost
spice.
like-
That's one of the most beautiful scenes.
I grabbed
in
the
time.
few that I
green
could
screen.
find.
I swear.
But look at the Baron just floating. But look at the composition of that room.
It's almost like it
Don't
was a green
just. You might
screen.
not be able to see it from here.
Yeah, but
No, that's not a green screen, my man.
the effects that they're using. At what point did you look at this and say, "Yeah, that's a green screen"?
Never.
No. Yeah. It was good. It was good.
yeah.
It was not no Zack Snyder.
It was no Zack Snyder cut.
All right,
No
look.
Justice League.
This just the concepts of this is beautiful. This is incredible. Like look at the texture on the wall behind him. There are leading lines that bring your attention to where the light source is above the Baron. There's an authority shot. The light source illuminating the lesser in the shot is coming from the source that's illuminating the Baron. Everything is just so beautiful. My favorite scene, Hunter Seeker.
Yeah.
When it comes
Yeah.
to kill Paul, my favorite scene. That was gave me chills.
Yeah.
The whole scene.
Beautiful.
As soon as the thing worked its way slowly out of the wall, I was like, you know, like a cat when they see a bird, they start going. That was what I felt like the whole scene.
What was that?
The one thing I'll say about production that I wish they had taken a little bit of inspiration from the old Dune movie
Why? What a
was
smooth body cat?
that smooth body cat. There's a scene in the old Dune where the ship is flying to that, you know, that ship that transports them through space.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Whoa.
In the old Dune, they fly through this enormous, classically ornate doorway that looks like you'd see it in ancient Rome or in, you know, the height of the British power, just beautifully. And it looks like these families are so rich.
Yeah.
It looks like something that needless ornaments that I wish that we had seen a little bit more in this movie, where that the ornamental things about, especially the Atreides and the Harkonnen
That
and the Emperor.
yeah.
I would be willing to bet, though,
What are we betting?
they're mixing two genres. with
Yeah,
the
they
Dune
really
story.
are. Yeah.
It is this weird combat fantasy world mixed with sci-fi. Which is weird because our season is sci-fi and we've delved into sci-fi that vibes with fantasy with
Yeah.
this Dune film. They're mixing two worlds. I think if they went, for me, I'm not as committed to the story as you are with your history. I'm just saying, I think that it was a perfect choice because they're balancing a scale here.
Yeah.
And if you go too ornamental, it becomes too fantasy. If you go too spaceship, then it's too sci-fi. They're
Yeah.
balanced.
They did a good balance, yeah.
And I think that's a part of the aesthetic. And I'm using aesthetic a lot because I'm starting to believe as I get deeper into film analyzation, get deeper into lighting science and my personal knowledge, I am starting to discover doesn't matter about anything with equipment. I've known this the whole time. It doesn't matter about really anything. You could even have bad production, like location, makeup, all this thing. But if the lighting and the aesthetic of the DP and the director's mind is strong, it's going to be an incredible film.
Yeah. I'll say about the aesthetic for this movie, it looked crisp. It looks clean.
Crispy.
Crispy.
Super crispy.
Super crispy. Wonton level. Crisp.
Well, you're talking about anime, how every shot is a work of art. This is live action. That every
There's few movies where we can say
Just
that about.
look at this.
That's a work of art.
This are just screen grabs from the film. They are not like the best moments.
And what transcends this from just being a visual art piece is the music. Hans Zimmer went in.
Oh, this was Hans Zimmer?
Yeah. When
I mean, Joshua had
that moment,
No, you guys just
moment when Duncan flies the ship up into the thing, the port, and the ship opens and he gets out the music there, I felt like I was watching a retro space movie mixed with what you wanted to see from all those. It felt old, but it felt new.
It was good. I liked the soundtrack or the sounds. He just chilled just a little bit, not completely take it out, just chill a little bit on the
ululations.
Yo, lean into it, Han.
I'm glad there was
Hans?
a lot of
There was a
ululation.
lot of it.
I'm
A lot
glad,
of it.
but I'm glad though because that's kind of what we get
chill, daddy.
on this planet. That is, that's their, that I'm glad there was that, and man, the music.
My goodness, the music.
I want to go back and watch this movie just for the music.
Were you, a second ago, were you talking about the scene when the Atreides landed on
No,
Dune?
I'm talking when Duncan himself is flying. They're still on Caladan at this point.
Okay.
And he flies the ship up into the port and it opens and they just zoom out and you're seeing equipment and people moving. But the music in that scene that's the music there gave me chills.
If you want like an hour, 10 minutes maybe, anthem from a film, go watch the film over and over when Atreides lands on Dune and they exit. Freaking I couldn't do anything but just like
You're like a happy little schoolgirl.
this was it. I curled up, I put my hands between my thigh meat and
What?
I just grinned.
You were just happy.
I was just happy.
Yeah.
It was full body chills.
Yeah, that's how I was during this movie. So my uncles, like I was saying, read this when they were kids.
Yeah.
Or teenagers or young adults or something. And they've been fans of Dune for years and years. I only read this when I was a teenager. And that what you said about like
Just
smiling
giddy.
and giddy, that was the whole movie for me. And I'm sure it was for a lot of Dune fans.
Absolutely.
Just the whole way through.
Yeah.
Felt that. Whew.
Did you talk to your uncles about this movie?
I haven't. I need to talk. I need to talk to them.
All right, 5 words or less, boys. All right, I got mine. Nothing like it in years. Years. That includes the most recent Marvels and the most recent Avengers.
Good, but not enough Zendaya. She's really taking
You're
it.
really going for it.
I don't.
I can hear like the clink, clink.
Okay, I know everything you're going to say is going to feel like it's inadequate.
Yeah.
So just say the first one that comes to your mind, and we'll know.
Spaghetti
It's
Western.
half-baked.
I'll just
in
say
space.
it's an absolute masterpiece. Masterpiece is one word.
It's an apps.
It's an absolute masterpiece. But we'll split that. We'll split that one word.
That's
Yeah.
fine. That's good.
I don't know.
We cannot recommend this enough. Please go watch it while it is in theaters.
1 out of 10 movie review.
10. Easy.
No.
10.
no.
10. 100% 10.
I said it was an 8.
I gave it an 8 on our movie review only because it's an incomplete movie.
Well, we're getting a part 2, dog.
Yeah.
I think.
It's an 8.
When it
It's an
gets
8.
it's a 10 out of 10 movie.
I mean,
absolutely.
never mind.
But without the second half, it's an incomplete movie.
Maybe
and
the
I
second half probably will be better in my opinion.
taking 2 points for an incomplete.
That's cool. When I think of making movies myself, I want my films to be somewhere in between this and Christopher Nolan's work. Like that's the
What if
conglomeration. I don't think I think this would look like a Christopher Nolan film if he got his paws on it.
Yeah, this definitely looks like
He has a very specific aesthetic that
This
wouldn't
guy.
work for this.
Okay.
watch Blade Runner 2077,
Yep.
whatever the number is, and you'll see the same kind of storytelling because it's the same director,
With Ryan,
Gosling. Yeah.
I haven't seen that one. I need to. We're into memes.
Let's do memes. We each picked one meme, and we're going to low key figure out which one's the funniest.
I had a lot of memes, not a lot of them that were funny. A lot of them that were hilarious to John Mark and I. Not as many that were funny, that would be funny to a general audience.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
All right. Well, I start with mine. Girls speaking in a higher pitch when they're talking to somebody they like. Girls talking to me. If you know the scene from the movie, if you watched it. Throat singing.
it's the guttural Sardaukar.
What are they? I don't get it. I don't get this meme. Is it saying they don't like you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
By how low they're. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny.
You got it.
Isn't it pretty
Yeah.
funny? It's a pretty
Yeah,
good meme.
that's
That's
a
the
good-
strongest
that's a
meme I've brought to the podcast
That's a
yet.
strong meme.
Strong meme. All right.
No, this is mine.
What's in the box?
Pain. Scott's Tots.
Scott's Tots.
Ugh.
Shit.
Yeah.
Well, you know, they're right.
I mean, that was kind of like an Office and Dune.
Oh, it's a Dune meme.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a Dune meme.
Yeah.
All right. What?
So this is, what are you doing in my swamp?
I saw this one.
The hair, the fact that they included the hair on every
Look,
character.
All right. We all saw this meme, and you chose it.
Yeah.
This face killed me.
I like him coming out of the.
That's hilarious.
Oh,
That's
man.
a great meme. Just a bunch of Shreks.
What's he doing? What's this guy doing over here? Eating?
Yeah. No, that's a mid kiss for Shrek.
Yeah.
But this face right here, that's
But with the
hilarious.
hand up, it looks like Shrek's eating
Yeah,
something.
it does. It's hilarious.
That is funny.
What is the best out of these three? Probably Shrek for me.
I was gonna give it to the Sardaukar meme for the deep voice because
That's pretty.
that's where most of a lot of the memes are coming from. Either the box scene, the poster, or the Sardaukar throat singing.
Yeah. This was also an incredible scene, by the way. Wild.
Wild.
The whole film was wild. Let's be clear. The
All
whole
right,
film was
Christ.
wild.
We're gonna stop.
Vote,
This is not the
vote in
end.
the comments.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Oh yeah, we got another segment.
We got another segment.
Before we get to that segment, we want to plug stuff.
Yeah. Go ahead and plug the midnight special.
Every Friday night we got the midnight special, 10 a.m. Watch it Saturday morning or at night. Stay up and watch it.
10
Friday.
p.m. Correction.
10 p.m. Yes.
I didn't even catch that.
I didn't
He was
either.
like 10 a.m. I'm like,
Why it's like, yo, 10
yeah,
a.m., 10 a.m.
yeah.
We're gonna do this 10 a.m.
10 p.m. Friday nights.
Yes.
All the audio platforms.
If you like this episode, if you like hearing us talk about Dune, give this channel a subscribe, like it, comment down below.
We talked about so much. You
everything.
have to have thoughts.
yeah.
Right. We
have
want
to
to
have
when we want to hear your thoughts.
And don't
not-
just text us. Guys, I know if you have our number, don't just text
Yeah,
us.
you got to put it in the comments. It helps
More
the
people
algorithm.
will see it if you comment, and we will still talk
Yeah.
to you in the comments. We won't necessarily answer your text if you text us
if you
about
text
this
us,
one.
and if you're really mean in the comments, I'll call my brother. I'll call my big brother.
We'll get 2 Goforth boys on it. All right.
Yeah.
We're gonna do a little thing that is
For next week's episode.
for next week's episode. Put the things in the hat. We're gonna play a game next week. Basically, the game is going to be
Movie mashup.
movie mashup.
Movie mashup design, I guess.
What we're doing is we are each going to pull 2 movies out of this hat. We are going to, in a succinct, pitchy way, For next week, we are going to bring them together and make one film
Yeah.
from their stories. And so, in order to give us time, we're doing it at the end of this episode so you can see it happen, and you can join us next week to see what we come up with.
Yeah.
All right. Next week is a game.
I say
I've got some
don't
interesting
look,
ones in
ruffle around. Try not to get one of your own.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I already
if-
felt mine up.
Try not to get two.
Oh, you're just going in.
Try not to
He's
get
going in. My
two
guy's
of your own.
My guy's going
Let's
in.
go around the table. Start with Wyatt.
Yeah, I put some weird ones in there.
Pick two.
I specifically
Pick
put
two. Pick two.
some weird ones in there.
You
Is
got
that
two?
one?
I
No,
only
I
got
only one.
I only got one.
All right. Well, if you each have one, let me get one now.
Mine's grab two.
Let me get one, Wyatt.
Ah,
I'm trying to make sure I don't grab
I
mine.
picked my own movie.
You picked two of them.
No,
Two of your
I
own.
picked two. No.
Okay,
Why not?
even if
I only have one. It's not one of mine.
Wait, I already looked. I wasn't supposed to.
I don't
want to
get two
Well,
of
don't say it out loud.
Josh's.
Come on, Wyatt.
All right. Dang it.
No, this is gonna be a weird mashup. But
Mine's gonna.
why you want to start? We'll go clockwise.
We'll say who was left that wasn't picked after we name ours.
All right. I have to mash up.
No.
I have no. I have to mash up the.
No.
Are you good? I have to rise up.
Rise up.
Well, I have to mash up Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker
Okay,
and Titanic.
that's doable.
That's a good
doable.
one. You can do that.
That's doable. It's like a space adventure. I mean, a space voyage.
It's gonna be difficult.
All right, Joshua.
Okay. I have, as you do, Sweeney Todd. So the Demon Barber.
Yeah.
A
Fleet
musical-
Street.
A Fleet Street.
A musical. Horror musical.
Horror musical. But you know what that horror musical is going to be about? It's going to be about a gang of do-gooders. Because I have picked the Buttercream.
The Buttercream Gang.
You thought you were being funny putting it
Yeah.
in. You didn't know
No, you
get
got
it.
the Buttercream Gang.
You gotta watch
So
the
I
whole
gotta-
Buttercream Gang movie.
I got a
Alright.
do-gooding.
I have a bone to pick with you
Okay.
because both of these are your submissions.
Yeah.
Uh huh.
The first one is When Harry Met Sally.
Ooh.
That's a good movie.
That's
a fun
good-
movie.
Yeah.
Number 2, Tron Legacy.
Woo!
I got to match up.
I was hoping
Tron.
it would be the other one I put in there, but Tron Legacy
All right,
works.
let's
No,
go ahead.
that's pretty good.
Each grab one. Let's read what was left on the table. This one says 7 brides for 7 brothers.
Oh, that would have been a fun mashup.
That would have been a fun
with
mashup.
Star Wars. Lots of S's. Lots of S's.
Star Wars is 7
Star
brides.
Wars: Rise of Skywalker. Some brides for some brothers.
James and the Giant Peach did not get picked.
And neither did Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I was hoping you'd have to mash up When Harry Met Sally and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
All right,
been
guys.
good,
So next week we're gonna take our 2 mashups. We're gonna create a story
Yep.
and a short pitch, and there's gonna be a few surprises you'll get on the episode along with this game concept. So join us here next Monday at 7 a.m. We'll be here waiting for you.
Yep.
Yeah. So we got to record the midnight special in just a few minutes,
Yeah.
and I've been holding in a pee for a while.
You're not the only one. And here's
Yeah.
the unfortunate thing: it's my bathroom.
Ooh.
Yeah,
But the thing is,
So-
I don't think
we can either rock paper scissors or we erase for
this
it.
isn't where I was going.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Is that good enough?
I didn't mean,
we could rock paper scissors for the.
I didn't mean to derail your.
No, you're good. I would.